Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode here at WILDMAN Lives. I'm your host, WILDMAN. Now on today's episode, I'm going to continue to rehab my bicep, and I've been doing the Tough 6 program, and on today's menu, I'm going to be doing the back squat with the Yukon bar, which I explained in my last video. Now I get a lot of questions about how to increase performance and how to increase testosterone in males. Now this is a very controversial subject, and the reason being is because a lot of males are just looking for a reason to take some type of PED or a performance enhanced drug, aka steroids. Now if you're going to a professional level of competition, everybody there takes some type of PED or steroid. So do your homework before you decide to do that. But I would say about the 99% of people like myself who just want to lift to get better in their personal life so that they have the energy to play with their children, to go to work, and in the off chance somebody tries to attack us, we're going to be a lot stronger than our opponent. So one of the secrets that I'm going to share with you for raising your testosterone naturally is this little baby right here. Not specifically the Yukon bar, but what we're about to do with it today, which is the back squat. Now the back squat is a compound movement, and in my opinion and from my own research, I'm not a medical professional or a doctor, nor am I a professional athlete, right? The back squat is a much better compound movement to raise testosterone than I believe any other compound movement such as the deadlift, bench press, or overhead press. And from my own personal opinion, the reason why I believe that is because I think that the load on your back, being able to stabilize it up and down from a squat position, really get your testosterone juices flowing in your body. Not to knock off the deadlift or the other compound movements I just mentioned, those are also testosterone increasers as well in a natural way. But I have found personally that back squats for my clients, my friends, my family, and for people that I follow as influencers in the fitness industry on YouTube, typically get a lot more testosterone for their buck if they just back squat a lot more. So with that, we're going to jump in today's workout and we're going to start the back squat. Now look, just be honest with me. If you want to jump on some type of PED, anabolic steroid, SARMs, or TRT, or some other drug that's going to increase your testosterone to an unhealthy level, that's on you. However, I do believe that less than 1% of the population is actually on some type of PED anyways. So for the rest of us that like to live natural, how are we going to increase our testosterone? And honestly, the back squat is definitely the king. When I first started weightlifting, I didn't really throw back squat into my routine that much. But when I did, that's when I started noticing the testosterone increase. That's when a lot of my size and a lot of my endurance, my happiness, and everything else went up. You don't even need to lift that heavy when it comes to the back squat. As long as you stay within the 6 rep ratio, you're going to be just fine. And also doing variations if you get bored of that. You can do the overhead squat, front squat, SSB squat, or even go into a leg press machine and try one of those things. Those are all going to be really good things to do in order to raise your testosterone. Now this is excellent what I'm seeing right here. I'm actually doing a lot better than I did last week when I did 230 for my top set. And I'm getting a nice deep squat. I'm even pausing at the bottom. So this is very good. This means that I'm just going up in weight and everything is starting to click back into my normal routine again before I got my injury. So this was all very exciting to watch and see that I'm actually progressing nicely. Now my top set for the day was going to be 260 pounds. And again, I'm doing this with no equipment. I don't have a belt, I don't have knee sleeves, I don't have wrist wraps, and I don't have any like compression thick shorts underneath those shorts. Those are just normal compression shorts. And I'm telling you right now, 260 went even better than 230. So everything is starting to click together, and I'm even doing like a more high bar squat. So this is very promising for me to see. I might be sticking with this, especially if this carries over into the deadlift, which is why I'm training in this manner to begin with. All right, not bad. No equipment, 255 for 6 reps on the Yukon bar. I'm very happy with that. Now I understand that if you care a lot about the deadlift, you don't really want to throw in back squats into your workout because it's going to affect your deadlifts later. It's really hard on your central nervous system to recover when you're trying to do both compound movements for a lot of heavy weight. I'm kind of in the same wheelhouse if you're thinking that, I used to be able to back squat more weight than I could on my deadlift, because I really believe that if I raise my testosterone and my overall strength with the back squat, which I believe is more superior than the deadlift, then at least I'd still be decent at the deadlift, lifting around the same amount of weight I could on my back squat at least. But you are absolutely correct. It does affect your central nervous system a lot if you're trying to do two movements. That's why you'll see I'm actually going in a much higher barbell position on my back, and I'm squatting to a lower depth. This is so I can actually carry this over into my deadlift. So find out what your goals are, and if you don't care about the deadlift, jump on the back squat and try to go for max weight. If you're trying to care more about your deadlift, then I suggest using the back squat that would carry over into your deadlift and raise your testosterone at the same time through both movements. Now let's finish the workout. Now for the variation lift, I decided I was going to do some sled drags. And I'm doing this because I want to kind of put more pressure onto my bicep. But this doesn't really put pressure onto my bicep because I'm leaning back and my hands are pronated. So that's actually protecting the tendon a lot. So really all I'm doing is being able to lock out my elbow, because when I had to get physical therapy, the hardest part was trying to lock out my elbow to a full degree. So this is actually kind of helping it a little bit more, even though it is pretty on point now. And I think it'll carry over into deadlift pretty nice. And for my assistance, I decided that I was going to just do the same weight, but I was going to do ox drags. Ox drags are one of my favorite things to do, and I was always afraid to do it because of that elbow. But if you look here, there's no issues right here. So this made me very happy. And it is a lightweight. If you follow my channel long enough, you know I've actually done a lot more weight than this. So all I was doing was 3 sets just to make sure that I was able to get a nice good pump into that elbow and also test out its integrity. And it held up very nice. I didn't even notice a thing. So there you have it. A very simple exercise that will naturally raise your testosterone, and it's available in pretty much every commercial gym out there. And they're relatively cheap barbells to buy as well if you want to get that for yourself. Of all the compound movements that raise your testosterone, in my opinion, the back squat is still the king and will get you to that level that you're looking for better than the other compound movements. Until next time, thank you.